CSeries' Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, let's get straight to Bombardier. The stock took a nosedive today after the Trump administration slapped big, massive tariffs on its new airplane.
Yeah, it can be a bit complicated, this story, but it's really not. So I want to explain sort of the backstory to you, Francis. So Bombardier, they said a couple of years ago, hey, we want to build a passenger jet. Okay, up to this point, they only made sort of business jets, and they bet the entire company on it. They called it the CSeries plane. It came in billions over budget, years late. You know, they had to get a government bailout because of all this. It looked, though, like there was a light at the end of the tunnel last year when Delta, out of the States, said they wanted to buy 75 of these planes. But then Boeing, the U.S. plane maker, said, wait a minute, Bombardier, you're selling these planes way below market value to Delta, much lower than what they're worth. We don't know exactly what the sales price was, but the Trump administration agreed with Bombardier Boeing because last night they put a 220% duty on any of these planes that Bombardier sells in the U.S. This could really threaten the entire company. The stock, it opened sharply lower, down 13%, but it closed down just 7.5% at $2.10. A lot of people, I think, including investors, Francis, think this will get overturned because American jobs are at risk, too, not just Canadian jobs. The engines of these planes, they're made in the States. The wings are made in China. The body parts made in Ireland. I think, you know, even Boeing was only asking for an 80% duty, not a 220% one. I think we haven't heard the end of this story just yet.
And even Delta last night was quite confident that they'll still be able to fly the Bombardier jets. Interesting, in their contract with Bombardier, they actually said that they got them for a cheaper price because they only plan to fly them 1,000 miles. So
yeah, they
within 1,000 miles.
Yeah, that means they can't fly them New York to LA. They can't go transcontinental with that. So yeah, this is going to change, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. So Adrian's on another story talking about, you know, ultra low discount airlines. Westjet getting into that business today. What's your take on Westjet's foray into this? I
think it might find some success because Canada is a market that has expensive airfares, and if they're able to offer cheaper rates, you know, they're going to be successful. This is what the plane's going to look like. The new airline that Westjet's starting going to be called Swoop. Going to have some pink lettering, so to start with 4 planes. They're going to offer ticket prices, they say, 40% cheaper than the posted routes. We're probably going to see this on leisure-type routes. We don't know exactly where it's going to be flying just yet. But this is the in thing right now, Francis, in the airline business, these ultra-low-cost carriers. And I love the name. So Westjet's calling it Swoop. Elsewhere in the world, we have June, Wizz, Wow, Spice, Mango, High Fly. These airlines are trying to appeal to, I think, millennials, and they want sort of a catchy name to go along with it. Of course, this is more competition for Air Canada, and it said last week it's going to be offering some discounted rates on certain routes. So maybe that means ultra low-cost economy. We'll have to see how Air Canada responds.
Wait, so there are some passengers out there who are like, hey, let's take a Wizz flight.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble if you take that flight. But you know how these airlines operate because they charge you for every last thing, even your carry-ons, and they're going to take a WestJet plane, a regular one, and cram a lot more seats into it.
But seatbelts are still included, right?
Yes, you get that, but nothing else.
So grocery store Metro could be getting into the pharmacy business.
Yeah, because, you know, Loblaws, they bought Shoppers Drug Mart a couple of years ago. That's been successful, and now Metro looking to buy Janka Group. This is a company that operates drugstores and convenience stores in Quebec. It would be a $4.5 billion deal. Investors liked it. We had Metro stock moving sharply higher on the news today. It's also a play against Amazon. These retailers got to get together now to fight that big online behemoth, Francis.
You know, but if you are heading to the grocery store, be warned, you could be being tricked into spending your money.
Yes, but now you'll know because we're telling you the secret tricks here, Francis. Okay, so the ways grocery stores are tricking you to spend more money. First of all, giant shopping carts. These carts are getting bigger and bigger these days, right? And that's because, you know, they want you to fill them up. So use a basket. You'll save some money doing that. Injecting the meat with water. This actually happens. They put saline solution into the meat so it weighs more. You pay more for it. Pricey items are always at eye level. So look up, look down. You'll save some money. Hiding the essentials. You notice the bread, the milk's always kind of at the back of the store because they want you to walk through. Constant layout changes. They move everything around so you end up seeing new items. Soothing music, you hear that, and it's for a reason. It slows down your pace. You linger around longer, Francis.
Not to mention the samples that keep you on
absolutely.
Keep you in the aisles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a 9-year-old, I think this story is absolutely cute. So a 9-year-old actually wrote to the Toys R Us bankruptcy judge to explain why he shouldn't close down the stores.
It's pretty cute. And we have the letter, the postcard that he sent. So this is 9-year-old Andrew out of the States, and he wrote to the bankruptcy judge, and he listed the reasons why he felt Toys R Us shouldn't close. Number one, he said, kids like it there, and it's a store just for kids. Number two, he said kids would rather be promised a trip to Toys R Us rather than anywhere else. And his third point goes on to talk about how kids like to shop at an actual store as opposed to online. Of course, Toys R Us filing for bankruptcy in the U.S. and Canada. The stores will stay open, though, while this matter is resolved. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Andrew will get his wish after.
Maybe. So, Richard, there's nothing worse than wasting beer, but now there's a simple new device that's taking British pubs by storm.
Yes, you notice sometimes when they pour a pint to get the extra head, they pour a lot of it down the drain. There's a lot of waste. In fact, 8 to 10% of each keg is wasted. This new device, though, is called the ale trim, and it eliminates all the waste. It pours the perfect pint. It creates micro bubbles. They take longer to merge with each other. So you get the perfect pint every time. They're actually renting these out in UK pubs for about $80 Canadian. We'll see if it comes to Canada, because as you say, nothing worse than spilt suds, Francis.
Nothing worse. All right. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow. Here's Sin.